Can you believe a stuffed rabbit can change lives? When the stoic CEO Sophia Blake stands at her employee's door at 7 a.m. holding a lost toy belonging to a little girl, neither of them could have imagined that this moment would shatter all boundaries between work and personal life. A spontaneous breakfast, a daring decision, and two hearts fearful, yet yearning for love. Follow the story to the end, and comment with the city you're currently viewing to let me know how far this story has come. Ryan Carter's alarm hadn't gone off yet when the doorbell rang. He jerked awake, disoriented, his hand reaching automatically for his phone on the nightstand. 7:13 a.m. Too early for visitors. Too early for anything except the slow, careful routine he'd built around getting his daughter ready for school without rushing, without stress, without the chaos that used to define his mornings back when Emma's mother was still around. The doorbell rang again. "Daddy?" Emma's voice drifted through the wall, small and uncertain. "Stay in bed, sweetheart," Ryan called back, already pulling on the jeans he'd left crumpled on the chair. His t-shirt was inside out, but he didn't bother fixing it. Whoever was at the door this early could deal with his inside-out shirt. He moved through the hallway of their small rental house, past Emma's room with its half-open door and the glow of her nightlight still on, past the kitchen where he'd left last night's dishes and the sink because he'd been too tired after Emma finally fell asleep. The living room was dim, curtains still drawn. He could see a silhouette through the frosted glass panel beside the door. Ryan unlocked the deadbolt and pulled the door open, ready to tell off whatever salesperson thought 7 in the morning was an appropriate time to... He stopped. Sophia Blake stood on his doorstep. Not Sophia Blake, the abstract concept, the name on the company directory, the signature at the bottom of policy emails. Sophia Blake in person, three-dimensional, wearing a charcoal blazer and holding a stuffed rabbit by one worn ear. "Mr. Carter," she said. Her voice was different than he expected, quieter. Ryan stared. His brain hadn't caught up yet. His CEO. His actual CEO, the woman who ran a company with 400 employees across 3 states, was standing on the concrete step outside his house in the suburbs at 7:13 on a Tuesday morning, holding Mr. Floppy. "I believe this belongs to your daughter," Sophia said, extending the rabbit toward him. Ryan took it automatically. The fabric was soft and familiar under his fingers, one ear more faded than the other from where Emma chewed on it when she was anxious. "How did you—" "He was in my car." Sophia's posture was perfect, shoulders back, chin level, like she was in a board meeting, like this was normal. "I assume she left him there yesterday during the office visit." Yesterday. Right. The company had hosted a Bring Your Kids to Work Day event. Ryan had brought Emma because his babysitter canceled and he didn't have backup. Emma had been shy around all the strangers, clutching Mr. Floppy and staying close to Ryan's desk. At some point during the afternoon activities, Sophia had offered to give some of the kids a tour of the executive floor. Emma had gone, mostly because Ryan encouraged her, told her it would be okay. "She was upset last night," Ryan said. The words came out before he could stop them. "Couldn't find him before bed. I looked everywhere." Something flickered across Sophia's face, too quick to name. "I apologize for not returning him sooner. I only discovered him in my back seat this morning." A car door slammed somewhere down the street. A dog barked. Normal Tuesday morning sounds in a normal neighborhood, except nothing about this moment was normal. "You drove here to return a stuffed rabbit," Ryan said slowly, still trying to make it make sense. "It seemed important." Sophia's gaze flicked past him, into the house, then back to his face. "Children need their comfort objects." There was something in the way she said it. Not clinical exactly, but careful, like she was translating from another language. Ryan realized he was still standing in the doorway, in his inside-out shirt, barefoot, holding Mr. Floppy like a shield. Thank you. Seriously, she would have been devastated all day." "You're welcome." Sophia took a small step back, preparing to leave, preparing to get back in her expensive car and drive back to her expensive life and pretend this strange detour had never happened. "Daddy!" Emma appeared behind him, her voice clearer now. She'd gotten out of bed. "Is that Mr. Floppy?" Ryan turned. Emma stood in the hallway in her princess nightgown, the purple one with the stain on the collar he could never quite get out, her dark hair tangled from sleep. Her eyes went wide when she saw the rabbit. "Mr. Floppy!" She ran forward and Ryan handed over the rabbit just in time for Emma to crush it against her chest. "You found him!" "Miss Blake found him," Ryan corrected, nodding toward the door. Emma looked up. Her expression shifted through several emotions: recognition, shyness, surprise. "The CEO lady?" Sophia's lips twitched. Almost a smile. Not quite. "Hello, Emma." "You brought Mr. Floppy back," Emma said, stating the obvious the way kids do. "I did." "Thank you." Emma hugged the rabbit tighter. "He gets scared when he's alone." "I understand," Sophia said, and again there was that careful quality to her voice, like she was reading from a script she'd memorized but never fully believed. A moment passed. The morning air was cool but not cold, late September, edging toward October. Somewhere down the block, a garage door opened. A car started. The world kept moving. "Would you like to come in?" The words left Ryan's mouth before his brain approved them. Sophia blinked. "I don't want to intrude." "You drove across town to return a stuffed rabbit at 7 in the morning," Ryan said. "Least I can do is offer you coffee." "I don't drink coffee." "Tea?" "I don't—" Sophia paused. "I don't want to impose." "You're not imposing," Ryan said, and he was surprised to realize he meant it. "Emma, go get dressed for school. I'll make breakfast." Emma looked between them, some kind of calculation happening behind her 6-year-old eyes. Then she nodded and disappeared down the hallway, Mr. Floppy dangling from one hand. Sophia stood on the doorstep, perfectly still. Ryan could see her thinking, weighing options, running some internal cost-benefit analysis. "It's just breakfast," Ryan said. "Not a hostile takeover." That almost smile again. "I have a meeting at 9. "It's 7:15, plenty of time." Sophia looked at him for a long moment. Then, slowly, she stepped across the threshold into Ryan Carter's house. Ryan closed the door and immediately became aware of everything wrong with his home. The dishes in the sink, the stack of unfolded laundry on the couch, the crayon drawing on the wall that he kept meaning to clean off, but Emma loved it, so he hadn't. The whole place was maybe 900 square feet on a good day, a 2-bedroom rental in a neighborhood that was safe but not fancy. The kind of place you lived when you were 32 and doing okay but not great. Sophia Blake probably lived in a penthouse, or a mansion, or both. "Sorry about the mess," Ryan said, moving toward the kitchen. "Wasn't expecting company." "It's fine." Sophia stood in the living room like she wasn't sure what to do with herself. Her blazer was perfectly tailored. Her shoes probably cost more than his rent. "You can sit," Ryan offered, gesturing at the couch. "Just, move the laundry." Sophia perched on the edge of the couch. Not quite sitting, not quite standing. She didn't move the laundry. Ryan filled the electric kettle and turned it on. "You said you don't drink coffee or tea. What do you drink?" "Water." "Tap or bottled?" "Either is fine." He got the sense she was being polite. He got a glass from the cabinet, filled it from the tap, brought it to her. She took it with both hands and set it on the coffee table without drinking. "Emma seems like a good kid," Sophia said. "She is." Ryan went back to the kitchen, started pulling out ingredients for breakfast. "She's shy around new people, but she warms up. She was very well behaved yesterday during the tour." "Yeah?" Ryan cracked eggs into a bowl. "She told me she liked seeing your office, said it had a nice view." "It does." A pause. "I don't spend much time looking at it." Ryan whisked the eggs, added milk. "Too busy running an empire?" Something like that. He glanced over. Sophia was looking around the room, her gaze moving from the toy box in the corner to the framed photos on the wall. Emma as a baby. Emma on her first day of kindergarten. Emma at the park. No photos of Emma's mother. Ryan had put those away 2 years ago. "How long have you been with the company?" Sophia asked. 3 years. Started in data analysis, moved to project management last year. "I know. I approved the transfer." Ryan paused mid-whisk. "You did? I review all internal promotions personally." "There must be hundreds of those a year." "There are." Sophia picked up the water glass, took a small sip, set it back down in exactly the same spot. "I remember yours because the recommendation was exceptionally strong. Your supervisor said you were one of the most reliable people on her team." Ryan didn't know what to do with that information. "I just show up and do the work." "Most people don't, not consistently." He poured the eggs into a heated pan, the sizzle loud in the quiet kitchen. Is this what you do? Memorize employee files? I remember important details about the people who work for me. I'm not sure if that's impressive or terrifying. Both, probably. Ryan looked over and Sophia was almost smiling again, that same not quite expression. He found himself wanting to see the full version, whatever that looked like. Daddy, I'm ready! Emma bounded into the kitchen wearing her school uniform, blue polo shirt, khaki skirt, white sneakers that were already scuffed despite being new 2 weeks ago. Can we have pancakes? I'm making scrambled eggs. Pancakes are better. Eggs are faster. Emma pouted, then noticed Sophia still sitting on the couch. Are you staying for breakfast? If it's not too much trouble, Sophia said, directing the words to Ryan. No trouble. Ryan turned off the burner. Emma, you want to help me make pancakes? Emma's face lit up. Really? Get the mix from the pantry. She ran off. Ryan pulled out the mixing bowl, aware of Sophia watching from the living room. He tried to remember the last time he'd made breakfast with someone else in the house, not counting Emma, an actual adult. He couldn't. Emma came back with the pancake mix, clutching the box with both hands. Can I stir? Absolutely. But first we need to measure. They worked together, Ryan reading the instructions, Emma carefully pouring ingredients into the bowl. She took the mixing very seriously, her tongue sticking out in concentration the way it did when she was focused. How do you know when it's ready? Emma asked. When there's no lumps left. What if I like lumps? Then you'll have lumpy pancakes. Maybe lumpy pancakes are good. Maybe, Ryan agreed, but let's try smooth ones first. He was aware of Sophia standing now, moving closer to the kitchen, not joining them, exactly, observing. Do you like pancakes, Miss Blake? Emma asked, not looking up from her stirring. I don't know, Sophia said. I haven't had them in a long time. Emma looked up at that, confused. How long? Maybe 20 years. 20 years? Emma's eyes went huge. That's like forever. It is, Sophia agreed. Why not? Ryan expected some deflection, some polite adult answer that meant nothing. Instead, Sophia said, I stopped eating breakfast when I started working. Never got back in the habit. You don't eat breakfast? Emma sounded genuinely horrified. Daddy says breakfast is the most important meal. Your daddy is right. Emma studied her seriously. You should eat breakfast with us. Then you'll remember how. Sophia looked at Ryan. He shrugged. You heard the lady. Breakfast is mandatory. Something changed in Sophia's posture. The rigid control loosened, just a fraction. All right. All right, Emma echoed, satisfied, returning to her mixing. Ryan heated the griddle, poured the first round of batter. The pancakes bubbled and browned. Emma watched with the intensity of a food critic. Sophia stood at the edge of the kitchen, still in her work blazer, still looking like she'd accidentally wandered into someone else's life. Can you flip them high? Emma asked. Not if you want to eat them off a plate instead of the floor, Ryan said. I bet you can flip them high. I bet I can make a mess. Do it anyway. Ryan laughed. You're a bad influence, kid. He flipped a pancake. It went higher than intended, wobbled, landed off center but intact. Emma cheered. Ryan caught Sophia's expression. Surprise, maybe. Amusement. Your turn, Emma said to Sophia. I don't think… Come on, it's fun. Sophia looked at Ryan. He held out the spatula. She's very persuasive. I'm beginning to see that. Sophia took the spatula. Her grip was wrong, too tense. Ryan moved beside her, adjusted her hand position. Relax, it's just a pancake. I negotiate multi-million-dollar contracts. I think I can handle breakfast food. Contracts don't burn if you hesitate. She glanced at him. They were standing close, closer than Ryan had realized. He could smell her perfume, something expensive and understated. Flip it, Emma urged. Sophia flipped. The pancake went up, came down, landed perfectly centered. Emma applauded. You're good at pancakes. Beginner's luck, Sophia said, but she was smiling. An actual full smile. It changed her entire face. They made the rest of the pancakes together, Ryan and Emma and Sophia in the small kitchen, the morning light coming through the window over the sink. Emma kept up a steady stream of chatter. About school, about her friend Madison who could do a cartwheel, about the goldfish they'd had for 3 weeks before it died, and they'd had a funeral in the backyard. Sophia listened, really listened, asked questions. Let Emma show her the drawing on the wall, the one Ryan hadn't cleaned off. I made it for Daddy's birthday, Emma explained. It's a castle. I see, Sophia said, studying it seriously, with excellent tower architecture. Thank you. I worked very hard. They sat at the small dining table, the three of them, plates stacked with pancakes. Ryan found syrup in the back of the fridge, butter that was almost expired but probably fine. Emma drowned her pancakes in syrup. Ryan went easier. Sophia took one pancake, no syrup, and cut it into precise squares. These are good, Sophia said after the first bite. They're from a box, Ryan said. Still good. Emma kicked her feet under the table, too short to reach the floor. Daddy makes the best pancakes, and the best sandwiches, and the best spaghetti. I make 3 things well, Ryan said. Everything else is questionable. What about tacos? Emma asked. Tacos are decent. Better than decent? They're great. You like everything I make because you're biased. What's biased? It means you love me so you think I'm better at stuff than I actually am. Emma considered this. Nope. You're actually good. Sophia watched them, something unreadable in her expression. She took another bite of pancake. Do you cook, Miss Blake? Emma asked. No. Why not? I never learned. Daddy could teach you. He taught me. I'm not sure I have time to learn. You have time for breakfast now, Emma pointed out with 6-year-old logic. Sophia opened her mouth, closed it. That's true. They ate in comfortable quiet for a while. Ryan tried to remember the last time breakfast felt like this. Easy, normal. Not just him and Emma against the world, but something bigger. I should go, Sophia said eventually, checking her watch. I have that meeting. Right, of course. Ryan stood, started clearing plates. Can you come back? Emma asked. Sophia paused halfway out of her chair. What? For breakfast. Can you come back? Emma, Ryan said gently. Miss Blake is very busy. I know she's busy, but she should eat breakfast. She hasn't had pancakes in 20 years. Sophia looked at Emma, then at Ryan, then back to Emma. I'll try. Promise? I don't make promises I can't keep. So you'll try really hard? Yes, I'll try really hard. Emma seemed satisfied with that. She hugged Mr. Floppy and carried her plate to the sink, very careful not to spill. Ryan walked Sophia to the door. Outside, the morning was brighter now, the sun fully up. Normal people were leaving for work, walking dogs, living their lives. Thank you, Sophia said, for breakfast. Thank you for returning Mr. Floppy. It seemed important, she said again. It was. They stood there, in the doorway, the same spot where this whole strange morning had started. Sophia's car was parked at the curb, a sleek black sedan that probably drove itself. I'll see you at the office, Sophia said. Yeah, see you. She walked to her car, got in, drove away. Ryan watched until she turned the corner. Daddy? Emma was behind him. I like her. Yeah? Yeah, she's nice. She's our boss, sweetheart. Bosses can be nice. Some of them. She smiled when she flipped the pancake. She did. I think she doesn't smile a lot. Ryan looked down at his daughter, this small person who saw things he missed. Maybe not. We should help her practice. Practice smiling? Yeah. And eating breakfast. Ryan pulled Emma into a hug, kissed the top of her head. You're something else, kid. I know, Emma said, matter-of-factly. The office felt different. Ryan arrived at 8:30, Emma dropped off at school, Mr. Floppy safely in her backpack. He took the elevator to the 4th floor, walked through the maze of cubicles to his desk. Everything looked the same. Same computers, same coffee maker in the break room, same motivational poster about teamwork someone had put up ironically. But it felt different because now he knew what Sophia Blake looked like in his kitchen. Now he knew she smiled when she flipped pancakes. Now he knew she hadn't eaten breakfast in 20 years. Carter, you look weird. His coworker Jason rolled his chair over. You get enough sleep? Yeah, why? You've got this expression, like you saw something strange. I'm fine. If you say so. Jason rolled back to his desk. Ryan opened his laptop, checked his email. 43 unread. He started working through them, trying to focus. Client meeting at 10. Budget review at 2. Normal Tuesday stuff. At 9:15, his phone buzzed. A message from an unknown number. Thank you again for this morning. S. Blake. Ryan stared at it. Sophia Blake had his number. Sophia Blake was texting him. He typed back, "No problem. Thanks for bringing Mr. Floppy home." 3 dots appeared, disappeared, appeared again. Emma is a wonderful child. She thinks you're nice. I'm not, typically. Ryan smiled at his phone. You were this morning. Extenuating circumstances. Pancakes? Among other things. The dots appeared and disappeared several times. Ryan waited. Finally, I meant what I said to Emma. I will try. Try what? To come back. Ryan's heart did something complicated. You're welcome anytime. The dots appeared one more time, then stopped. No response. Ryan set his phone down and tried to focus on work. He couldn't. 3 days passed. Ryan didn't hear from Sophia. He told himself that was normal, expected. She was the CEO. He was a project manager. Their worlds overlapped in the company directory and nowhere else. Except they did overlap. Now. Because she'd stood in his kitchen and flipped pancakes with his daughter and smiled, really smiled, and some part of Ryan couldn't unsee it. Friday afternoon, his phone buzzed again. Is the breakfast invitation still open? Ryan read the message 3 times. Yes. Tomorrow morning? What time? 7:30? See you then? Ryan told Emma that night over dinner, spaghetti, one of his 3 good dishes. Miss Blake is coming for breakfast tomorrow, he said, trying to sound casual. Emma dropped her fork. Really? Really? Can we make pancakes again? If you want. I want chocolate chip ones. We'll see. Emma vibrated with excitement for the rest of the evening. She insisted on picking out her outfit for the morning, laying it carefully on her chair. She made Ryan promise to wake her up early. She asked 17 questions about whether Miss Blake liked orange juice or apple juice or both. I don't know, Em, Ryan said finally. We'll ask her tomorrow. What if she doesn't come? She'll come. How do you know? She said she would. But what if she's too busy? Ryan knelt down to Emma's level, took her hands. If she's too busy, that's okay. We'll have pancakes anyway. Just us. But I want her to come. I know, sweetheart. Do you want her to come? Ryan paused. Yeah, I do. Emma smiled. Good. That night, after Emma was asleep, Ryan cleaned the house. Really cleaned it. Washed the dishes, folded the laundry, scrubbed the kitchen counter. He told himself he was just being a good host. He told himself it didn't mean anything. He knew he was lying. Saturday morning, 7:28 a.m., the doorbell rang. Ryan opened the door. Sophia stood on the step wearing jeans and a sweater. No blazer, no perfect posture. She looked younger, nervous. Hi, she said. Hi. I wasn't sure if this was... Come in, Ryan said. She did. Emma came running from her room, still in pajamas despite the outfit she'd picked out. Miss Blake, you came. I said I would try. You did more than try. You're here. I am. Emma grabbed Sophia's hand and pulled her toward the kitchen. We're making chocolate chip pancakes. Daddy said maybe, but I think yes. Right, Daddy? Ryan looked at Sophia, then at Emma, then back to Sophia. Yeah, definitely yes. They made pancakes. All 3 of them this time, crowded around the small kitchen. Emma insisted on putting in the chocolate chips herself, counting each one very seriously. Sophia helped measure ingredients. Ryan managed the griddle. It was messy. Batter on the counter, chocolate chips on the floor, flour somehow on Emma's nose. Nothing like the controlled, perfect world Sophia Blake usually inhabited. She didn't seem to mind. They ate at the dining table again. Emma talked about school, about the book they were reading in class, about how she was learning to write in cursive, even though they weren't supposed to until next year. I can write my name, Emma said. Want to see? I'd love to, Sophia said. Emma ran to get paper and a pencil. Sophia looked at Ryan. She's been practicing every night, Ryan said quietly. Very serious about it. She's serious about a lot of things. Gets it from me. I can see that. Emma came back, wrote her name carefully. The letters were shaky but clear. Emma Rose Carter. Beautiful, Sophia said. Can you write yours? Emma asked. Sophia took the pencil, wrote in perfect script. Sophia Marie Blake. Marie is a pretty name, Emma said. Thank you. So is Rose. It was my grandma's name. She died before I was born. I'm sorry. It's okay. Daddy says she would have loved me. I'm sure she would have. They finished breakfast. Emma asked if Sophia wanted to go to the park. I don't want to impose, Sophia started. Please, Emma interrupted. We go every Saturday. It's tradition. Sophia looked at Ryan. He shrugged. It's tradition. All right, Sophia said. The park. The park was 10 minutes away, a sprawling space with playground equipment and walking trails and a duck pond. Emma ran ahead to the swings. Ryan and Sophia followed at a slower pace. You don't have to do this, Ryan said. If you have somewhere to be. I don't. Really? No meetings? No empire to run? Not today. They reached the playground. Emma was already on the swings, pumping her legs, going higher. Push me, she called. Ryan pushed. Emma laughed, that free, unself-conscious sound that kids make when they're purely happy. Higher, Emma demanded. I'm already pushing as high as I can. Liar, Sophia laughed. Actually laughed. Ryan nearly stopped pushing in surprise. What? Sophia asked, catching his expression. Nothing, just, you laughed. I laugh. Do you? Sometimes. When? Sophia considered. I don't know, not often. Emma jumped off the swing mid-arc, landed hard, stumbled, recovered. I'm okay, she announced before either adult could ask. She ran to the slide. Ryan and Sophia sat on a nearby bench. She's fearless, Sophia observed. She is. Scares me sometimes. You're a good father. Ryan glanced at her. You don't know that. I do. I've seen you with her. Twice. Twice is enough to see what matters. A group of kids ran past, laughing. Emma waved at them, but didn't join, still shy around strangers. Can I ask you something? Ryan said. All right. Why are you here? Sophia was quiet for a long moment. I don't know. That's not an answer. It's the only one I have. She watched Emma on the slide. When I found the rabbit in my car, I could have called, or sent it with someone else, or dropped it at reception. But you didn't. No. Why not? Because... Sophia stopped, started again. Because I remembered what it was like, to need something and not have it. Ryan waited. My parents worked a lot, Sophia continued. I spent most of my childhood alone, or with nannies, or at boarding school. I had everything I needed materially, but there were things I lost track of, things I needed that didn't matter to anyone else. Like what? A book my grandmother gave me, a blanket, small things that felt enormous at the time. Did you get them back? No. Emma came running over. Can we feed the ducks? Ryan checked his pockets. I didn't bring bread. I have crackers, Sophia said. She pulled a small package from her purse. I don't know if ducks eat crackers. Ducks eat everything, Emma said confidently. They walked to the pond. Emma threw crackers in small pieces, narrating the ducks' personalities. That one's Gerald. He's greedy. That one's Susan. She's polite. That one's Frank. He doesn't know what he wants. How do you know their names? Sophia asked. I made them up. Fair enough. They stayed at the park for 2 hours. Emma played. Ryan and Sophia talked. Not about work. Not about the weird impossibility of a CEO spending Saturday morning at a neighborhood park. Just talked. About books. About the city. About nothing important. Felt important anyway. When they left, Emma held Sophia's hand without asking. Sophia didn't pull away. Back at the house, Emma begged Sophia to stay for lunch. I should go, Sophia said. Please. Emma tried the big eyes approach. Emma, Ryan warned, Miss Blake has other things to do. Actually, Sophia said slowly, I don't. So she stayed for lunch. Sandwiches. one of Ryan's three good things. They ate in the living room because Emma wanted to watch cartoons. Sophia sat on the couch, Emma curled up next to her, and they watched a show about talking animals solving mysteries. Ryan watched them watch TV. Sophia Blake, billionaire CEO, sitting in his living room, eating a peanut butter sandwich, completely absorbed in a kid's show about a detective rabbit. Something in his chest felt too big for his ribcage. But. Sophia left at 3. Emma hugged her goodbye. Sophia hugged back, awkward at first, then less so. Will you come back? Emma asked. If your father doesn't mind. I don't mind, Ryan said. Then, yes, I'll come back. Emma beamed. At the door, Sophia paused. Thank you for today. You keep thanking me. You don't have to. I do, though. She met his eyes. I haven't had a day like this in longer than I can remember. It was just pancakes and a park. It was more than that. Ryan didn't know what to say to that, so he just nodded. Sophia left. Ryan closed the door. Daddy? Emma tugged his hand. Yeah, sweetheart? I really, really like her. Me too, Em. Are we friends with her now? Friends. Such a simple word for something that felt infinitely more complicated. Yeah, Ryan said. I think we are. Emma smiled and ran off to play. Ryan stood in the hallway trying to process what had just happened, what was still happening. His phone buzzed. Thank you for letting me stay. S. He typed back. Thank you for wanting to. Same time next week? Ryan smiled. It's a date. He sent it before he could overthink, then immediately regretted the phrasing. It's not a date. It's breakfast. It's friendly. It's a date. Sophia's response came through. Simple. Clear. Ryan stared at his phone for a long time. Then he smiled. The next Saturday arrived with the kind of nervous energy Ryan hadn't felt since high school. He woke up early, checked his phone, no cancellation message from Sophia, and started second-guessing everything. Was his house clean enough? Should he have bought different pancake mix? Was he reading too much into a simple breakfast routine? Emma had no such doubts. She was up before her alarm, already dressed, sitting at the kitchen table with Mr. Floppy. What if she brings a friend? Emma asked. She won't bring a friend. But what if? Then we'll make more pancakes. What if she brings 10 friends? She won't. But what if? Ryan poured orange juice into Emma's cup. Then we'll order pizza and call it breakfast. Emma giggled. The doorbell rang at exactly 7:30. Emma ran to answer it, Ryan close behind. Sophia stood there with a bag in her hands. Still in jeans and a sweater. Still looking like someone who'd accidentally wandered out of her normal life and wasn't quite sure how to get back. I brought muffins, Sophia said. I don't know if you already have food. Muffins are perfect, Ryan said. Emma peered into the bag. What kind? Blueberry and chocolate chip. I wasn't sure which you'd prefer. Both, Emma declared. We prefer both. They ate muffins first, then made pancakes anyway because Emma insisted. The kitchen felt smaller with 3 people in it, or maybe it just felt fuller. Sophia knew where the mixing bowls were now. She knew which cabinet had the plates. You're getting good at this, Ryan said, watching her flip a pancake without hesitation. I had a good teacher. Sophia glanced at Emma, who was still in her painstaking chocolate chip counting phase. 13, 14, 15, Emma muttered. Daddy, is 15 enough? More than enough. But what if it's not? Then the pancake police will arrest us. Emma looked up, alarmed. There's pancake police? No, sweetheart, I'm kidding. That's not funny. Little bit funny. Sophia smiled into the mixing bowl. Ryan caught it and felt that too big thing in his chest again. After breakfast, they didn't go to the park. It rained instead, heavy drops against the windows, the kind of October storm that came fast and stayed all day. Emma was disappointed for exactly 4 minutes before she discovered Sophia had never played Uno. Never? Emma's voice hit a pitch that probably bothered dogs. How have you never played Uno? I didn't play many games growing up, Sophia said. That's so sad. Emma, Ryan warned. But it is sad, Daddy. Everyone should play Uno. So they played Uno on the living room floor, Emma making up rules as she went. Sophia going along with it even when the rules made no sense. Ryan watched Sophia argue with his 6-year-old daughter about whether you could play 2 draw 4s in a row, and something in his brain quietly rearranged itself. "You can't," Sophia insisted. "That's not a real rule." "It is now," Emma said. "That's not how rules work. It's how my rules work." "Your rules are chaos." Emma grinned. "I know." Ryan leaned back against the couch, watching them. Sophia had lost the careful way she held herself. Her hair was falling out of its ponytail. She was sitting cross-legged on his floor arguing about card games with a first grader. He was in so much trouble. His phone buzzed. A text from his sister, Lauren. Still on for dinner next Sunday? Ryan had forgotten. His sister's monthly family dinner, the one time she convinced him to drive across town with Emma and pretend they had their lives together. He typed back, "Yeah, we'll be there. Bring someone if you want. I'm making too much food anyway." Ryan looked at Sophia, currently accusing Emma of cheating. "I'm not cheating," Emma protested. "I'm being strategic." "Strategic cheating is still cheating," Sophia said. "You're just mad because I'm winning." "I'm not mad. I'm concerned about your moral development." Emma collapsed in giggles. Ryan's thumbs hovered over his phone. He typed, "Maybe. I'll let you know." Emma won 3 games in a row, mostly through creative rule interpretation. Sophia didn't seem to mind losing. She helped clean up the cards, stack them back in the box, then sat on the couch looking like she was trying to figure out what came next. "Want to watch a movie?" Emma asked. "I should probably—" "Please, we always watch movies when it rains." Sophia looked at Ryan. He shrugged. "It's tradition. You have a lot of traditions. We're very traditional people." That almost smile. "Clearly." They ended up watching an animated movie about a robot learning to feel emotions. Emma curled up between them, commentary running through the entire thing. "Why is he sad?" Emma asked. "Because he's alone," Sophia said quietly, "but he has the other robots. They don't understand him. That's not the same as being alone." "No," Sophia agreed. "It's worse." Ryan glanced at her. She was watching the screen, but he had the feeling she wasn't really seeing it. Emma fell asleep halfway through, her head on Sophia's shoulder. Sophia went very still, like she was afraid to move and wake her. "She's out," Ryan whispered. "Won't wake up if a bomb goes off." "She's comfortable. You can move if you need to." "I don't need to." They watched the rest of the movie in silence. The robot found other robots like him, learned he wasn't alone. The ending was happy in that simple way kids' movies always were. Ryan carefully extracted Emma and carried her to her room. She mumbled something about pancakes and didn't wake up. He pulled her blanket over her, made sure Mr. Floppy was within reach, and went back to the living room. Sophia was standing by the window, watching the rain. "I should go," she said without turning around. "You keep saying that." "I keep meaning it." "But you keep staying." Sophia turned. "Is that a problem?" Ryan moved closer, not too close, close enough. "No, it should be." "Why?" "Because I'm your boss, because this is—" She gestured between them. "Complicated. Life's complicated. This is different." "How?" Sophia looked at him for a long moment. "I don't know what I'm doing." "Join the club." "I'm not good at this. At people. At—" She stopped. "I run a company. I negotiate deals. I make decisions that affect thousands of employees. But this, breakfast and pancakes and Uno, I don't have a framework for this." "You don't need a framework. You just need to show up." "That's simple? That's simple." "I don't think it is." Ryan took another step closer. "What are you afraid of?" The question hung between them. Outside, the rain kept falling. "That I'll ruin it," Sophia said finally. I don't know how to do this without ruining it." "You're doing fine so far." "Am I?" "Emma loves you. That counts for something." "And you?" Ryan's heart kicked. "What about me? Do I count for something with you?" He could have deflected, made a joke, changed the subject. Instead, he said, "Yeah, you do." Sophia's expression shifted. Something vulnerable underneath the careful control. "I haven't done this in a long time." "Done what?" "Wanted something I'm not sure I can have." You can have it, Ryan said, if you want it. It's not that simple. It could be. I'm your boss. I know. There are rules, policies. I know. This could get complicated. It's already complicated. We're just deciding what to do about it. Sophia looked at him, really looked at him. I come with a lot of baggage. So do I. I work constantly. I'm not good at turning it off. We'll figure it out. I don't know how to be in someone's life without... She stopped. Without making it about work, about success, about winning. This isn't about winning. Then what is it about? Ryan stepped closer, close enough to touch her if he wanted, close enough to see the flecks of gold in her brown eyes. Pancakes on Saturday morning, Uno on the floor, watching movies in the rain, that's what it's about. That's not enough for most people. Good thing I'm not most people. Sophia almost smiled. No, you're not. They stood there, the space between them feeling smaller and bigger at the same time. Ryan could hear the rain, the ticking of the clock on the wall, his own heartbeat loud in his ears. I want to try, Sophia said quietly. I want to try this. Whatever this is. Okay. But I'm going to mess it up. I'm going to work too much and forget to text back and... Sophia. She stopped. I'm a single dad with a 6-year-old and approximately $3 in savings. I'm not expecting perfection. What are you expecting? Honestly, I'm not. I'm just seeing where this goes. Sophia nodded slowly. Okay. 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 Ryan smiled. You want to stay for dinner? I should. She caught herself. Yes, I'd like that. Dinner was spaghetti, Ryan's third good dish. Emma woke up and came stumbling into the kitchen, confused about what time it was and delighted that Sophia was still there. They ate at the table, Emma talking about her dream where everyone was made of pancakes. Even the trees, Sophia asked, especially the trees. That seems impractical. It's a dream. It doesn't have to be practical. After dinner, Sophia helped with dishes. She washed, Ryan dried, Emma put away the ones she could reach. It felt domestic in a way that should have been weird but wasn't. When Sophia finally left, it was almost 8. Emma hugged her goodbye at the door. See you next Saturday? Emma asked. Actually, Sophia said, looking at Ryan, what if I came on Wednesday too? Emma's eyes went huge. Really? If that's all right. That's very all right, Sophia smiled. Wednesday then. At the door, Ryan walked her to her car. The rain had stopped, but the street was still wet, reflections of streetlights in the puddles. Thank you, Sophia said. Again. You're welcome. Again. I meant what I said. About trying. I know. She hesitated, then leaned in and kissed his cheek. Quick, almost professional, except for the way her hand lingered on his arm. Good night, Ryan. Good night, Sophia. He watched her drive away, then went back inside where Emma was waiting with approximately 8,000 questions. Wednesday came. Sophia showed up at 6 with takeout from a Thai place Ryan had never been to because it was too expensive. You didn't have to do this, Ryan said, looking at the containers of food. I wanted to. Emma approved of the pad Thai. She approved even more when Sophia admitted she'd never used chopsticks and let Emma teach her. You're holding them wrong, Emma said seriously. Show me how. Emma demonstrated with the intense focus of a master instructor. Sophia followed along, fumbling, dropping rice on the table. You're getting worse, Ryan observed. I'm trying. Try differently. Sophia laughed. Actually laughed. Emma beamed like she'd personally accomplished something great. After dinner, Sophia stayed to help with Emma's bedtime routine. She read 3 stories, did all the voices, and tucked Mr. Floppy in next to Emma. Sweet dreams, Sophia said. Sweet dreams, Emma echoed, already half asleep. In the hallway, Ryan said, You're good at that. At what? The whole kid thing. I'm improvising. You're a natural. Sophia looked skeptical but pleased. They went back to the living room, sat on the couch, not touching, but close. Can I ask you something? Ryan said. All right. Why don't you have kids, if you want them? Sophia was quiet for a moment. I never thought I had time, and then I thought it was too late. And then I stopped thinking about it. It's not too late. I'm 30. I run a company. I work 70 hours a week. People do both. Not well. You don't know that. Sophia looked at him. Are you trying to talk me into having children? I'm trying to talk you out of ruling it out. Why? Because I can see you with Emma and it makes me want impossible things, Ryan didn't say. Instead, because you'd be good at it. Based on 3 bedtime stories? Based on the way Emma lights up when you walk in, based on the way you remember what she tells you, based on the fact that you showed up at 7 in the morning to return a stuffed rabbit. Sophia shook her head. That's not the same as being a parent. No, but it's a start. They sat in silence for a while. Comfortable silence. The kind you could only have with someone after you'd already said the important things. I'm coming to my sister's place for dinner on Sunday, Ryan said. You should come. Sophia tensed. Meeting your family? Is that too fast? I don't know what's too fast. I don't have a reference point. So come and we'll figure it out together. What will you tell them? About me? The truth? That you're someone I'm seeing. Are we seeing each other, officially? Ryan turned to look at her. Do you want to be? Sophia stopped, started again. Yes, I think I do. Then we are. Just like that? Just like that. Sophia smiled, small, uncertain, real. Okay? Okay. She left at 9, kissed him properly this time, at the door, her hand on the back of his neck. It was brief, but it was enough to make Ryan forget his own name for a second. See you Saturday, Sophia said. See you Saturday. Saturday came with pancakes and a trip to the farmer's market. Emma held Sophia's hand while they walked between stalls. Sophia bought flowers. Emma picked out apples. Ryan carried everything and watched them together and tried not to think too hard about how right it felt. Sunday came with nerves. Ryan hadn't told his sister much, just that he was bringing someone. Lauren had responded with 12 question marks and a demand for details, none of which Ryan provided. They arrived at Lauren's house at 5. Emma ran ahead. Ryan and Sophia followed more slowly. You okay? Ryan asked. Nervous. You negotiate million-dollar deals. This is scarier. It's just my sister. Your sister will judge me. She'll love you. You don't know that. The front door opened. Lauren stood there, tall and sharp-eyed, taking in Sophia with one sweeping glance. So you're the mysterious Saturday breakfast person, Lauren said. Guilty, Sophia said. I'm Lauren, Ryan's infinitely superior older sister. Sophia, Ryan's... She hesitated. Girlfriend, Ryan supplied. Lauren's eyebrows went up. Sophia's expression did something complicated, but she nodded. Girlfriend, Sophia agreed. Lauren grinned. Well, come in. I want to hear everything. Dinner was chaos. Lauren's husband, Marcus, was loud and funny. Their 2 kids, both teenagers, mostly ignored the adults in favor of their phones. Emma attached herself to Sophia and narrated the entire meal. This is pot roast, Emma explained. Aunt Lauren makes it every time. And those are mashed potatoes, and that's gravy. You have to try the gravy. Sophia tried the gravy. It's good. It's amazing. Aunt Lauren is the best cook, except for Daddy. Daddy's the best at pancakes. I'm aware, Sophia said, and her eyes found Ryan's across the table. After dinner, Lauren cornered Ryan in the kitchen while Sophia was occupied with Emma. CEO Sophia Blake, Lauren said. You're dating CEO Sophia Blake. You Googled her? Of course I Googled her. She's worth like $500 million. And you work for her. I'm aware. This is insane. Little bit. Lauren studied him. You like her? Yeah. Like really like her? Yeah. She's good with Emma. I know. Emma talks about her constantly. Miss Blake said this, Miss Blake did that. Ryan smiled. I know that too. You're serious about this? I think so. Yeah. Lauren shook her head. Never thought I'd see the day. What day? The day you let someone in again. Ryan looked toward the living room where Sophia was sitting on the floor with Emma, both of them absorbed in some game the kids had set up. Neither did I, Ryan admitted. Later, driving home, Emma asleep in the back seat, Sophia said, Your sister's nice. She liked you. How do you know? She didn't interrogate you. That's a good sign. She interrogated you, though, in the kitchen. You noticed? I notice everything. Ryan reached over and took her hand. She let him, laced their fingers together. This is good, Sophia said quietly. Us. It's good. Yeah? Yeah. They drove in silence for a while. Then Sophia said, I'm scared. Of what? That I don't know how to do this. That I'll prioritize the wrong things. She stopped. That I'll lose this before I figure out how to keep it. Ryan squeezed her hand. You won't. You don't know that. I know you're trying. That's enough. Is it? For me, it is. Sophia nodded. She looked out the window at the passing streetlights. I want to be enough. For this, for you, for Emma. You already are. You barely know me. I know enough. What do you know? Ryan thought about it. I know you drove across town to return a stuffed rabbit. I know you learned to play Uno because it mattered to Emma. I know you're scared of this, but you keep showing up anyway. That's enough to know you're worth the risk. Sophia was quiet for a long time. Then softly, Thank you. For what? For seeing something in me I'm not sure is there. It's there, trust me. They pulled up outside Ryan's house. Sophia helped carry a sleeping Emma inside, waited while Ryan put her to bed. When he came back out, Sophia was standing in the living room looking at the photos on the wall. She looks like you, Sophia said, pointing at a picture of baby Emma. Everyone says she looks like her mom. She has your eyes. Ryan moved to stand beside her. Yeah, she does. Do you still... Sophia stopped. Sorry, that's not my business. It's okay. And no, I don't still love her. Emma's mom. She left when Emma was 2, just decided she didn't want this life anymore. Didn't want us. I'm sorry. Don't be. We're better off. Still, that must have been hard. It was, but we figured it out, me and Emma. Sophia turned to face him. You're a good father. I'm trying to be. You're succeeding. She kissed him then, slow and careful and deeper than before. Ryan pulled her closer, one hand in her hair, and forgot about everything except this moment, this person, this feeling of something finally clicking into place. When they pulled apart, Sophia was smiling, really smiling. What? Ryan asked. Nothing. I haven't felt like this in a long time. Like what? Happy, scared, hopeful, all of it at once. Yeah, Ryan said. Me too. She left at midnight. Ryan stood at the door and watched her drive away and felt that too big thing in his chest expand until he thought it might crack him open. He was in love with Sophia Blake. He was completely, impossibly in love with her. And the terrifying part was thinking she might be falling too. The realization sat heavy in Ryan's chest for 3 days before he did anything about it. Love wasn't something he'd planned on. Not after Emma's mother, not after rebuilding his entire life around the principle that he and Emma were enough, that they didn't need anyone else complicating things. Except now Sophia was there, in his kitchen on Wednesday mornings, at the park on Saturdays, texting him random thoughts in the middle of the day. She'd woven herself into their routine so seamlessly that Ryan couldn't remember what breakfast had been like before her. Thursday afternoon, his phone rang, Sophia's name on the screen. Hey, he answered. Are you busy? Her voice sounded off, tight. Just finishing up a report. What's wrong? Nothing's wrong. Can I see you tonight? Ryan checked his watch. 3:30. I have to pick up Emma at 5, but you could come over after? No, I mean before. Now. Can you leave early? Ryan sat up straighter. What happened? Nothing happened. I just need... She stopped. Please? I'll be there in 20 minutes. Where are you? My office. Ryan grabbed his jacket and told his supervisor he had a family emergency. Not technically a lie. Sophia was becoming family, wasn't she? Or something close enough that the word fit. He took the elevator to the executive floor, a place he'd only been once before during Emma's tour. The receptionist looked surprised to see him. I'm here to see Miss Blake, Ryan said. Do you have an appointment? She called me. The receptionist picked up her phone, spoke quietly, then nodded. Go ahead. Last door on the left. Sophia's office was exactly what Ryan expected. Floor-to-ceiling windows, minimalist furniture, everything in shades of white and gray. Sophia stood by the window, still in her work clothes, her back to the door. Sophia. She turned. Her makeup was perfect. Her hair was perfect. But her eyes were red. Hey, Ryan said softly, closing the door. What's going on? I had a board meeting this morning. Her voice was steady but brittle. They want me to go to Singapore. 3 weeks. Maybe 4. Ryan's stomach dropped. When? Monday. That's 4 days from now. I know. Can you say no? It's a major expansion deal, potentially worth hundreds of millions. Of course I can't say no. Ryan moved closer. Okay. So you go. We'll figure it out. Will we? Sophia turned back to the window. Because I've done this before, Ryan. I've started things, and then work gets in the way, and I disappear for weeks, and when I come back, whatever I had is gone. I'm not going anywhere. You say that now. I mean it. You have Emma to think about. You can't wait around for me to decide when I have time for you. I'm not waiting around. Ryan stopped. Are you trying to break up with me? I'm trying to be realistic. That's not an answer. Sophia's shoulders tensed. I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to be the person you need and also be good at my job. Who said you have to choose? Everyone. My entire life. Everyone has said you can't have both. You're either dedicated to your career or you're dedicated to your personal life. You can't split yourself in half. That's bullshit. Sophia spun around. Is it? Because I'm looking at 3 weeks in Singapore and all I can think about is missing Emma's school play and your Saturday pancakes. And her voice cracked. And I haven't even been doing this that long. What happens in a year? 2 years? When you realize I'm never going to be the person who's consistently there? Ryan closed the distance between them. You're spiraling. I'm being practical. You're panicking. Same thing. Not even close. Ryan took her hands. They were cold. Listen to me. I knew who you were when I invited you in for coffee. I knew you ran a company. I knew your job was demanding. That didn't scare me then, and it doesn't scare me now. It should. Well, it doesn't. And you know why? Because I see how you are with Emma. I see how you show up even when you're exhausted. I see you trying, Sophia. That matters more than perfect attendance. Emma deserves better than someone who's half present. Emma deserves someone who loves her, which you do. Sophia's eyes widened. I never said you didn't have to. Ryan's thumb traced circles on her palm. The way you tucked Mr. Floppy in next to her. The way you learned Uno even though the rules made no sense. The way you asked what kind of muffins she'd like. That's love, Sophia. Maybe you don't call it that yet, but that's what it is. Sophia pulled her hands away, wrapped her arms around herself. This is too fast. Is it? We've known each other 5 weeks. So? So that's not... People don't fall in love in 5 weeks. Some people do. Sophia looked at him. Really looked at him. Are you saying you're in love with me? Ryan could have backtracked, could have laughed it off, said he was exaggerating. Instead, he said, yeah, I am. The silence stretched. Sophia's expression went through several shifts, shock, fear, something that might have been hope. That's insane, she finally said. Probably. You barely know me. I know enough. What if you're wrong? What if you think you love me, but you just love the idea of me? What idea? The workaholic CEO who forgot how to eat breakfast? That's the fantasy? Sophia almost smiled. Almost. You know what I mean. I don't actually, because here's what I see. I see someone who's terrified of being vulnerable. Someone who spent so long being perfect at work that she forgot she's allowed to be messy everywhere else. Someone who wants this but is looking for reasons to run before she gets hurt. That's not fair. It's completely fair. You're doing it right now. Sophia's jaw tightened. I'm trying to protect you. From what? From me. From getting attached to someone who can't, who won't be able to give you what you need. What do I need, Sophia? Tell me. What is it you think I'm expecting from you? Stability? Consistency? Someone who doesn't disappear for a month because of work. Okay? Here's what I actually need: honesty, effort, someone who gives a damn about me and Emma. That's it. That's the whole list. That's not realistic. Why not? Because life is more complicated than that. Only if you make it complicated. Ryan stepped closer. You're going to Singapore? Fine. We'll video call. Emma will show you her homework. I'll burn dinner and tell you about my day. And when you come back, we'll make pancakes and it'll be like you never left. You can't promise that. Watch me. Sophia shook her head. You're either incredibly optimistic or incredibly naive. I'm in love with you. Probably both. She flinched, like the words physically hit her. Don't. Don't what? Don't say that like it's simple. It is simple. I love you. You're terrified. We're going to figure it out anyway. Ryan, tell me you don't feel it. Tell me I'm imagining this whole thing and I'll walk away right now. Sophia opened her mouth, closed it, tried again. I can't. Can't what? Can't tell you that. Her voice was barely a whisper. Because I do feel it, and it scares the hell out of me. Ryan felt something loosen in his chest. Good. Good? If you weren't scared, I'd be worried. This is scary. Loving someone is always scary. I didn't say I loved you. Not yet. But you will. Sophia's lips twitched despite herself. You're awfully confident. I'm working with good data. Ryan pulled her into his arms. She resisted for half a second, then folded into him. We're going to be okay. Even with Singapore. Even with your insane work schedule. We're going to figure this out. How do you know? Because neither of us wants to lose this. That's a pretty good starting point. Sophia buried her face in his shoulder. I'm going to mess this up. Probably. I'll mess it up too. We'll take turns. That's not reassuring. It's honest. She pulled back enough to look at him. Her eyes were still red but clearer now. I really do have to go to Singapore. I know. I'll be gone for Emma's school play. We'll record it. You can watch it 100 times. It's not the same. No, but it's something. Ryan tucked a strand of hair behind her ear. And when you get back, we'll do something special. Just the three of us. Like what? I don't know. What do you want to do? Sophia thought about it. I've never been to a zoo. You've never been to a zoo? My parents didn't really do those kinds of things. Then we're going to the zoo. Emma will lose her mind. She's obsessed with penguins. Penguins are good. Penguins are excellent. They stood there holding each other in Sophia's pristine office while the city moved on outside the windows. Ryan felt her breathing even out, felt the tension leave her shoulders. I should pick up Emma, he said eventually. I know. Come over tonight, after she's asleep? I have prep work for Singapore. Come over anyway, do it at my place. I'll make you tea and won't talk to you while you work. Sophia smiled against his chest. That sounds perfect. She showed up at 9 with her laptop and 3 folders of documents. Ryan set her up at the dining table with tea and kept his promise not to talk. Instead, he cleaned the kitchen, folded laundry, read a book on the couch, just existed in the same space as her. Around 11, Sophia closed her laptop. Done? Ryan asked. For tonight, she rubbed her eyes. I should go. Stay. Ryan, not like that. Just stay. Sleep in my bed. I'll take the couch. That's ridiculous. I'll go home. Or you could stay and we'll have breakfast together tomorrow, before you disappear into 16-hour workdays prepping for your trip. Sophia hesitated. I don't have clothes. I have t-shirts. This is moving fast. You're leaving for a month on Monday. Fast is all we've got. She stayed, borrowed one of his t-shirts, washed her face with his soap, slipped into his bed like she'd done it 100 times before. Ryan gave her space, started to leave, but she caught his hand. Stay, Sophia said. You sure? I'm sure. So Ryan got into bed next to her, kept a careful distance until Sophia eliminated it by curling into his side. They didn't do anything but hold each other. It was enough. Thank you, Sophia whispered into the dark. For what? For not letting me run. I'll always stop you from running. That's a big promise. I'm good for it. Sophia's breathing evened out. Ryan stayed awake longer, memorizing the weight of her against him, the smell of her shampoo, the way her hand rested over his heart. He was in trouble. The best kind of trouble. Morning came with Emma's delighted shriek of "Miss Blake stayed over," followed by approximately 8,000 questions Ryan had to deflect while making pancakes. "Where did you sleep?" Emma asked Sophia. "In your dad's room." "Did you have a sleepover?" "Something like that. We should all have a sleepover, with popcorn and movies, and after I get back from my trip," Sophia said. "Then we'll have a proper sleepover." Emma's face fell. "You're going on a trip?" "For work. I'll be gone a few weeks." "How many weeks?" 3. Maybe 4. Emma's bottom lip trembled. "That's forever." "It'll go fast," Sophia said, but her voice wavered. "But you'll miss my play. I'm a tree." "A tree?" "In the school play. I have 2 lines and everything." Sophia looked at Ryan helplessly. He shrugged. "No good answer here." "I'm sorry, Emma," Sophia said. "I wish I could be there." "Can't you tell your work no?" "It's complicated." That's what grown-ups always say when they mean no. Direct hit. Sophia winced. "Emma," Ryan said gently, "that's not fair." "But it's true. Miss Blake has an important job. Sometimes that means she has to travel. But she'll miss my play." "I know, sweetheart. But she'll watch the recording. And when she gets back, we'll do something special together." Emma crossed her arms. "It's not the same." "You're right. It's not." Sophia knelt down to Emma's level. "And I'm really, truly sorry. If I could stay, I would. But this is my job. It's important. Do you understand?" Emma's expression was pure 6-year-old judgment. "I guess. When I get back, you can tell me all about the play, every single detail, and I'll listen to all of it. Deal?" Emma considered this. "Can we get ice cream after? As much ice cream as you want. Even 3 scoops?" "Even 3 scoops." Emma's face brightened a fraction. "Okay, deal." She ran off to get ready for school. Sophia stood slowly, looking gutted. "She'll forgive you," Ryan said. "I know, that almost makes it worse." "Why?" "Because I don't deserve it. I'm choosing work over being there for her." "You're choosing to do your job. That's different." "Is it?" "Yeah, it is." Sophia shook her head. "This is what I was afraid of. Already I'm letting her down." "You're not." "I am, and it's only going to get worse." "Sophia." "I should go." She grabbed her things, moved toward the door. "I have a lot to do before Monday." Ryan caught her arm. "Don't do this." "Do what?" "Run. You're doing exactly what you said you'd do. You're panicking and looking for exits." "I'm being realistic." "You're being scared." "Same thing." "Stop saying that. They're not the same." Ryan turned her to face him. "Emma will be fine. She's disappointed, but she'll be fine. You're allowed to have a job. You're allowed to have responsibilities outside of us." "What if it's always like this? What if I'm always choosing between you and work? Then we'll figure it out, together, like we've been doing." Sophia's eyes filled. "I don't know how to do this." "I know, but you're doing it anyway. That's what matters." She left 10 minutes later, still uncertain but less panicked. Ryan watched her go and hoped he'd said the right things. Hoped he wasn't making promises he couldn't keep. The next 3 days blurred together. Sophia worked constantly, preparing for Singapore. She still came over but distracted, her phone always buzzing, her laptop always open. Emma tried to be understanding but kept asking when Miss Blake would be able to play again. "After her trip," Ryan said for the 100th time. "But that's so long." "I know, baby." "What if she forgets about us?" "She won't forget." "How do you know?" "Because she loves us." Emma looked up at him, eyes wide. "Really?" Ryan hesitated. Sophia hadn't said it, but he knew. "Yeah, really." "Do you love her?" "Yeah, I do." "Then she has to come back." "She will." Emma seemed satisfied with this logic. Ryan wished he had her certainty. Sunday night, Sophia came over late. Emma was already asleep. Sophia looked exhausted, dark circles under her eyes, her hair pulled back in a messy ponytail. "Hey," Ryan said, pulling her inside. "Hey." "You look terrible." "I know." "I was going to say tired." "Same thing." Sophia sank onto the couch. "My flight's at 6 tomorrow morning. I probably shouldn't have come. I should be sleeping." "But you came anyway." "I wanted to see you before I left." Ryan sat next to her, pulled her into his arms. She melted into him. "I'm going to miss you," Sophia said quietly. "I'm going to miss you too. Tell Emma I'm sorry about the play. Tell her yourself when you get back." What if I mess this up while I'm gone? What if I get too busy and forget to call, and then I'll call you and remind you, and we'll figure it out. Sophia pulled back to look at him. "Why are you so calm about this?" "Because one of us has to be, and you're using up all the panic." She almost smiled. "I really am, aren't I?" "Little bit. I'm sorry." "Don't be. Just promise me something." "What?" "Promise me you won't disappear. I don't mean physically. I mean, don't shut us out because you're stressed or overwhelmed. Just talk to me. That's all I need." Sophia nodded. "I promise." "Good." They sat in silence for a while. Then Sophia said, "I should go. Early flight." "Stay. Just a few more minutes." So she stayed, curled up against him on the couch, her breathing evening out until Ryan thought she'd fallen asleep. But then she said very quietly, "I think I love you too." Ryan's heart stopped. "Yeah?" "Yeah, I'm terrified, and I don't know what I'm doing, but I think I love you. And Emma, both of you." "You think or you know?" "I know." She sat up, looked at him directly. "I love you, Ryan. I love you too." She kissed him then, deep and desperate and clinging, like she was trying to memorize him. When they pulled apart, her eyes were wet. "I'll call every day," Sophia said. "Good. I'll make time, I promise." "I know. And when I get back, we'll go to the zoo, see the penguins, eat ice cream until Emma gets sick." Sophia smiled through her tears. "That sounds perfect." She left at midnight. Ryan stood at the door and watched her drive away and felt the absence of her like a physical thing. 3 weeks. He could do 3 weeks. He hoped. The first week was harder than Ryan expected. Sophia called every night like she promised, but the time difference meant she was starting her day when Emma was going to bed. The calls were rushed, Emma trying to cram every detail of her day into 5 minutes, while Sophia listened with the distracted air of someone already mentally in her next meeting. And then Madison said her dog ate her homework, but I don't think that's true because dogs don't really eat paper, right, Daddy? Emma pressed her face close to the phone screen. "Some dogs do," Sophia said. Her image pixelated, froze, came back. "Sorry, the connection here is..." The screen went black. "Miss Blake?" Emma's voice pitched up. "Miss Blake!" Ryan's phone buzzed. A text from Sophia. "Lost you. Internet is terrible at the hotel. I'll try again tomorrow." Emma's face crumpled. "She's gone." "The internet cut out, sweetheart. It's not her fault." "But I didn't get to tell her about my tree costume." "You can tell her tomorrow." "What if she forgets to call?" "She won't forget." But Ryan heard the doubt in his own voice. He was trying to keep faith, trying to believe what he'd told Sophia about figuring it out together. 3 days in, and he was already wondering if he'd been naive. Tuesday, Sophia didn't call. She texted at midnight, Ryan's time. "Meetings ran late, so sorry. We'll call tomorrow for sure." Wednesday, she called, but Emma was at a birthday party. Ryan talked to her for 10 minutes, both of them struggling to fill the silence with small talk that felt hollow across 8,000 miles. "How's the deal going?" Ryan asked. "Complicated. The local partners are pushing back on our timeline." "That sounds frustrating." "It is." A pause. "How's Emma?" "Good. Missing you." "I miss her too. Both of you." "Yeah?" "Of course." Sophia sounded almost offended. "Ryan, I'm not... Just because I'm busy doesn't mean I'm not thinking about you." "I know, sorry. It's just hard. For me, too." Another pause. In the background on Sophia's end, someone called her name. "I have to go," Sophia said. "I'm sorry. Tell Emma I love her." "You can tell her yourself tomorrow." "Right, tomorrow." But tomorrow Sophia's call came at 6 in the morning, waking Ryan from a dead sleep. Her face on the screen looked drawn, exhausted. "Sorry," she said immediately. "I know it's early. This was my only window." "It's fine." Ryan rubbed his eyes. "You okay?" "Just tired. We're in negotiations 16 hours a day. I barely remember what my hotel room looks like. That's not sustainable. It's the job. Doesn't mean it's sustainable. Sophia's jaw tightened. I don't have a choice, Ryan. This deal is, I know, important, worth hundreds of millions, you've said. Then why are you… She stopped. Sorry, I'm just exhausted. I'm not trying to fight with you. I'm not trying to fight either. I just miss you. I miss you too. Her voice softened. Is Emma awake? Not yet. Want me to get her? No, let her sleep. Just tell her I called. Tell her I'm sorry I keep missing her. You could try calling earlier, Singapore time. I've been in meetings since 6 a.m. every day. Later then. By the time meetings end, it's the middle of the night for you. Ryan heard the frustration in her voice, heard his own frustration rising to match it. So what? We just don't talk? For 3 weeks? That's not what I'm saying. Then what are you saying? I'm saying this is exactly what I was afraid of. I'm saying I told you this would happen, and you said we'd figure it out, but I don't know how to figure this out, Ryan. I don't know how to be good at my job and also be… She cut herself off, but Ryan heard the unspoken words. Be good at us. You're doing fine, Ryan said, softer now. I'm not. I'm failing at both. You're not failing. You're stretched thin. That's different. Feels the same from here. Someone knocked on Sophia's door. She glanced away from the camera. I have to go, she said. I'm sorry. I'll call later, I promise. Okay. I love you. I love you too. The screen went dark. Ryan lay in bed staring at the ceiling, trying to ignore the tight feeling in his chest. This was temporary. 3 weeks. They could survive 3 weeks. He just hoped the relationship could. Emma's school play was Thursday. Ryan recorded the whole thing on his phone, Emma's 2 lines delivered with the serious concentration of someone who'd practiced them 500 times. Afterward, she asked if Miss Blake had watched. She's in meetings, baby, but I sent her the video. Did she watch it? I don't know. She hasn't responded yet. Emma's face fell. Oh, I'm sure she'll watch it as soon as she can. Okay. But Emma was quiet the rest of the day. At bedtime, she asked, Does Miss Blake still like us? The question hit Ryan like a punch. Of course she does. Why would you ask that? She never calls anymore. She's very busy with work. But she used to call every day. The time difference makes it hard. Madison's dad travels for work and he still calls Madison every day. Ryan didn't have a good answer for that. Miss Blake is doing her best, Em. I know. Emma clutched Mr. Floppy. I just miss her. Me too, sweetheart. That night, Ryan texted Sophia. Emma asked if you still like us. She's really missing you. No response. He tried again the next morning. Did you get the video of the play? Hours later. Yes. She was wonderful. Tell her I'm proud of her. Ryan stared at the message. 3 weeks ago, Sophia would have called Emma directly, would have gushed about the performance, asked questions, made Emma feel special. Now she was reducing it to a text message instruction for Ryan to relay. He called instead of texting back. It rang 4 times before Sophia answered. Ryan, I'm in the middle of… Make time. Silence. Then carefully, Excuse me? Emma thinks you don't care about her anymore. So whatever meeting you're in, whatever deal you're negotiating, I need you to make time. 5 minutes. That's all I'm asking. That's not fair. What's not fair is my 6-year-old thinking she did something wrong because the person she loves can't be bothered to call her. I called yesterday morning. At 6 a.m. my time, Emma was asleep. And before that, you went 3 days without talking to her. I've been working around the clock. I know, you keep saying that, but Emma doesn't understand work. She just understands that you're gone, and you're not calling, and she misses you. Sophia was quiet for a long moment. When she spoke again, her voice was different, smaller. I don't know what you want from me. I want you to try, really try, not just squeeze us in when it's convenient. Nothing about this is convenient, Ryan. I'm in a different time zone negotiating a deal that could make or break this company's expansion. I'm getting 4 hours of sleep a night. I'm doing the best I can. Your best isn't good enough. The words came out harsher than Ryan intended. He heard Sophia's sharp intake of breath. I see, she said. Well, thank you for making that clear. Sophia, I didn't mean I have to go. I'll call Emma tonight. Your time. Tell her to expect it. Wait. She hung up. Ryan swore, loudly, then felt bad because Emma was in the next room and he was supposed to be modeling appropriate emotional regulation or whatever the parenting books called it. His phone buzzed. A text from Sophia. What time should I call? 7. After dinner. Fine. Ryan wanted to call back, to apologize, to explain, but he also wasn't sure he was wrong. Sophia was choosing work. Maybe she had to. Maybe the circumstances were impossible, but she was still making a choice. At 7 exactly, Sophia's call came through. Emma answered eagerly, her whole face lighting up. Miss Blake, did you see my play? I did. You were incredible. Really? Really? Your delivery was perfect, very professional. Emma beamed. I practiced a lot. It showed. I'm sorry I couldn't be there in person. That's okay. Daddy recorded it. I watched it 3 times. You're a very talented tree. They talked for 20 minutes. Sophia asked about school, about Emma's friends, about Mr. Floppy. She was present in a way she hadn't been all week, fully focused on Emma instead of distracted by work. When Emma finally handed the phone back to Ryan, she was happy in a way she hadn't been in days. Thank you, Ryan said quietly. You were right. I wasn't trying hard enough. I shouldn't have said it like that. No, you should have. I needed to hear it. Sophia sighed. I'm not good at this, balancing things. I get tunnel vision when I'm working. Everything else just fades. I know. I don't want you and Emma to fade. Then don't let us. It's not that simple. It kind of is, though. You made time tonight. It wasn't that hard. I rescheduled 2 meetings, and the world didn't end. Sophia was quiet. Then, no, it didn't. I'm not asking you to quit your job, Sophia. I'm just asking you to remember that we exist, even when work is crazy, especially when work is crazy. I know, and I'm trying. I really am. I know you are. They talked for another hour. Really talked. Not just exchange status updates. Sophia told him about the negotiations, the cultural differences she was navigating, the local food she was too busy to try. Ryan told her about Emma's latest obsession with making friendship bracelets, about the leak in his bathroom he was trying to fix himself, about how empty Saturday mornings felt without her. 2 more weeks, Sophia said. I'll be home in 2 more weeks. I'm counting down. Me too. After that, things got easier. Not perfect, but better. Sophia called every night at 7. Sometimes the calls were short, sometimes they stretched longer, but she always called. Emma stopped asking if Miss Blake still liked them. The tightness in Ryan's chest eased. Week 3, Sophia sent a package. It arrived on a Tuesday, addressed to Emma. Inside were a stuffed merlion, a book about Singapore, and 3 different kinds of candy. Emma was delighted. She made Ryan take pictures of her with everything to send to Sophia. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Emma shouted at the phone that night. Sophia laughed, the sound clearer than it had been in weeks. You're welcome. I thought you might like them. I love them. Can we visit Singapore someday? Maybe. Would you want to? If you're there, yes. Something in Sophia's expression shifted. I'd like that too. After Emma went to bed, Sophia stayed on the call. She really missed you, Ryan said. I missed her too, both of you. 2 weeks ago, you weren't sure this was going to work. I'm still not sure, but I'm more sure than I was. What changed? Sophia thought about it. I realized I was more afraid of losing you than I was of trying and failing. Does that make sense? Yeah, it makes perfect sense. When I get back, I want to talk, really talk, about what this looks like long term. Ryan's heart kicked. Okay, I can't keep doing this. Flying across the world with barely any notice, being gone for weeks at a time, it's not fair to you or Emma. What are you saying? I'm saying something has to change. I don't know what yet, but something. Sophia, I've been thinking about it a lot out here, and She paused. I don't want to just be the person who shows up for pancakes on Saturday. I want to be more than that. I want to be part of your lives, really part of them. You already are. Not enough. Not the way I want to be. Ryan didn't know what to say to that. Hope was a dangerous thing. We'll figure it out, he said finally. When you get back. When I get back, Sophia agreed. The last week dragged. Emma made a countdown calendar, crossing off each day with elaborate ceremony. Ryan cleaned the house twice, restless with anticipation. Sophia's calls got longer, her voice warmer, the distance between them feeling less vast even though nothing had physically changed. Thursday night, Sophia called with news. "I'm coming home early," she said, barely containing her excitement. "What? When?" "Saturday. We closed the deal. It's done." "That's amazing. Congratulations." "Thank you. I can't believe it's actually finished. I've been working on this for months and it's done." "So you'll be home for pancakes?" Sophia laughed. "I'll be home for pancakes." Emma, overhearing, started screaming. "She's coming home! She's coming home!" Saturday morning felt like Christmas. Emma was up at 6, dressed and ready, checking the window every 5 minutes. She said, 7:30 a.m., you have an hour and a half. What if she comes early? Then we'll still be here. What if we're not ready? We're ready. We've been ready since yesterday. At 7:15, a car pulled up. Emma ran to the door before Ryan could stop her, threw it open, and launched herself at Sophia the moment she stepped out. Sophia caught her, stumbled, laughed. "Hi, Emma. You're back. You're really back." "I'm really back." Emma didn't let go. Sophia held her, one hand on Emma's head, her eyes closed. When she opened them, they found Ryan standing in the doorway. "Hi," Sophia said. "Hi yourself." She looked different, tired still, dark circles under her eyes, but lighter somehow, like she'd set down something heavy and hadn't picked it back up. Emma finally released her enough for Sophia to walk to the door. Ryan pulled her into a hug. She melted into him the way she always did, like his arms were the only place she felt safe being soft. "I missed you," Sophia said against his shoulder. "I missed you too." They went inside, made pancakes. Emma talked non-stop, 3 weeks of stored-up stories pouring out. Sophia listened to every word, asked questions, laughed in all the right places. After breakfast, Emma wanted to show Sophia her room, which had been extensively redecorated in Sophia's absence. Ryan cleaned up the kitchen, giving them space. When Sophia came back, she looked different, almost nervous. "Everything okay?" Ryan asked. "Can we talk? After Emma goes to bed?" "Of course." The day passed in a blur of normalcy. Park, lunch, movie. Emma insisted Sophia sit between her and Ryan on the couch, insisted Sophia help make dinner, insisted Sophia wasn't allowed to leave ever again. "I have to go home eventually, sweetie," Sophia said gently. "Why? You could live here." Sophia glanced at Ryan. He kept his expression neutral. "That's a big decision," Sophia said. "Your dad and I would need to talk about that." "So, talk about it." "Emma," Ryan warned, "that's not how it works." "But why not?" "Because grown-ups need time to figure things out." Emma pouted, but dropped it. At bedtime, she made Sophia promise to be there when she woke up. "I'll be here," Sophia said. "Promise?" "I promise." After Emma was asleep, Ryan and Sophia sat on the couch, not touching, a careful 6 inches between them. The air felt heavy with things unsaid. "So," Ryan started, "you wanted to talk." "I did. I do." Sophia took a breath. "I've been thinking a lot about what I want, what I'm willing to change to have it." "Okay. I don't want to be the person who's always leaving, who's always choosing work over the people I love." "What are you saying?" "I'm saying I talked to my board before I left Singapore." Sophia turned to face him. "I told them I'm stepping back." Ryan's brain stuttered. "You're what?" "Not stepping down, but stepping back. I hired a COO, someone to handle the day-to-day operations, the constant travel, the 16-hour days." "Sophia, I'll still be CEO. I'll still make the big decisions, but I won't be the person doing everything anymore. I'll have time. For the first time in 10 years, I'll actually have time." That's huge." "I know. Are you sure? This is your company. You built it from nothing." "I know, and I'll still be building it, just differently, in a way that doesn't require me to sacrifice everything else." Ryan didn't know what to say. "Why?" "Because I love you, because I love Emma, Because when I was in Singapore working around the clock, all I could think about was how much I wanted to be here, making pancakes, playing Uno, watching terrible movies. Sophia's eyes were bright. And I realized that's what I want my life to be, not just work, not just success, but this. Us. You're sure? I've never been more sure of anything. Ryan pulled her into his arms. She came willingly, burrowing into his chest. I'm terrified, Sophia admitted. What if I'm making a mistake? What if I regret it? You won't. How do you know? Because you're not giving up your company. You're just making room for other things. That's not a mistake. That's growth. Sophia pulled back to look at him. Move in with me. Ryan blinked. What? Move in with me. You and Emma. My place is huge. There's plenty of room. Emma could have her own bathroom. There's a yard, and it's closer to her school. Sophia, I know it's fast. I know we've only been together 2 months, but I don't want to waste time. I don't want to keep splitting our lives between two places. I want us to be together. Actually together. That's a big step. I know, but I'm ready. If you are. Ryan thought about his little rental house. Thought about the leak in the bathroom he couldn't quite fix. Thought about Emma's too small room and the neighbors who played music too loud at midnight. Then he thought about mornings with Sophia. Every morning, not just Saturdays. Can I think about it? He asked. Something flickered across Sophia's face. Disappointment, quickly hidden. Of course. Take all the time you need. It's not that I don't want to. I do. Emma's been through a lot. Her mom leaving, moving once already. I need to make sure she's ready. I understand. Give me a few days to talk to her. Make sure this is what she wants too. Take as long as you need. Sophia kissed his forehead. I'm not going anywhere. Ryan talked to Emma the next morning over pancakes. How would you feel about living with Miss Blake? He asked carefully. Emma's eyes went huge. Really? Maybe, if you wanted to. Her place is bigger. You'd have your own bathroom. Would I have to change schools? No, you'd actually be closer to school. Emma thought about it very seriously. Would Mr. Floppy like it there? I think Mr. Floppy would like it anywhere you are. Would we still make pancakes on Saturdays? Every Saturday. And Miss Blake would be there? Every day? Every day. Emma's face split into the biggest smile Ryan had ever seen. Then yes. Yes, yes, yes. You're sure? I'm super sure. Can we tell her now? Ryan called Sophia. She answered on the first ring. Hi, she said. Everything okay? Emma and I talked. And? And we'd love to move in with you. Silence. Then a sound that might have been a sob. Really? Really? When? When can you move? Ryan laughed. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. We need to pack. Give notice on my lease. Figure out logistics. I'll hire movers and a cleaning service, whatever you need. Sophia, I'm just excited. I want you here, both of you. We want to be there too. Emma grabbed the phone. Miss Blake, we're going to live with you. I know. I'm so happy. Can I decorate my room however I want? However you want. Even if I want to paint it purple. Even if you want to paint it purple. Emma squealed and ran off to start planning. Ryan took the phone back. Purple walls, he said. You sure about this? I've never been more sure about anything in my life. They moved 2 weeks later. Sophia's place was exactly what Ryan expected. Modern, expensive, with more square footage than he knew what to do with. Emma's new room was twice the size of her old one. She did, in fact, paint it purple. The first night in the new place felt surreal. Emma asleep in her purple room, Ryan and Sophia in Sophia's bed, their bed now, staring at the ceiling. This is real, right? Sophia asked. Feels real to me. I keep thinking I'm going to wake up and you'll both be gone. Like this is just a very good dream. Not a dream. Good. She rolled over to face him. I love you. I love you too. And Emma? She loves you too. Obviously. Sophia smiled. This is everything I never knew I wanted. Yeah, Ryan agreed. Same. They fell asleep tangled together. The future spread out in front of them, uncertain, but theirs. Living together was harder than the fantasy suggested. Not bad. Just harder. Sophia had lived alone for 12 years. She had systems. The coffee maker ran on a timer at 5:45 a.m. Her gym clothes were laid out the night before. She worked in complete silence. These weren't preferences. They were requirements for her brain to function. Emma was 6. She was loud at 7 in the morning. She left toys everywhere. She asked questions during Sophia's conference calls. Ryan was caught in the middle, trying to make everyone comfortable in a space that suddenly felt too small, despite being 5,000 square feet. The first fight happened 3 weeks in. Sophia had a presentation at 8, critical. She'd been preparing for days. At 6:30 a.m., Emma decided to practice her recorder. The same 3 notes, over and over, screeching through the house. Ryan was in the shower, didn't hear it. Sophia came out of her office, jaw tight. Emma, not right now, but I have to practice for music class. Practice later. But, Emma, please. The please was sharp. Emma's face crumpled. She dropped the recorder and ran to her room. Ryan came out of the bathroom to find Sophia standing in the hallway looking guilty and Emma crying behind a closed door. What happened? I snapped at her. I didn't mean to. I have this presentation and she was making noise and Sophia pressed her hands to her face. I'm terrible at this. You're not terrible. You're stressed. That's not an excuse. No, but it's a reason. Ryan knocked on Emma's door. Em, can we talk? Silence. Emma, sweetheart, open the door. More silence. Then the lock clicked. Emma sat on her bed, Mr. Floppy clutched tight, tears on her cheeks. Hey, Ryan said gently. What's going on? Miss Blake doesn't want me here. That's not true. She yelled at me. She asked you to stop playing. That's different than yelling. She was mean. Ryan sat on the bed. She's stressed about work. Sometimes grown-ups get snappy when they're stressed. It's not right, but it happens. You don't get snappy. Yes, I do. Remember last week when I burned dinner and I told you to stop asking questions? Emma nodded. Same thing. I was frustrated and I took it out on you. That wasn't fair, just like this wasn't fair. I just wanted to practice. I know, and you should be able to practice, but maybe next time check if it's okay first? Emma considered this. Okay? Good girl. Ryan kissed her forehead. Now, get dressed for school. In the hallway, Sophia was waiting. Is she okay? She will be, but you need to apologize. I know, I will, after my presentation. No, now. Sophia opened her mouth to argue, saw Ryan's expression, closed it. Okay. She knocked on Emma's door. Emma opened it warily. I'm sorry, Sophia said. I shouldn't have snapped at you. I was stressed about work, but that's not your fault. You should be able to practice your recorder in your own home. It's your home too. It's our home. All of us. Which means we all need to be respectful of each other. Including me. Emma studied her. Are you still mad? I was never mad at you. I was just frustrated. And I handled it badly. Okay, Emma paused. I'm sorry I was loud. You weren't being loud on purpose. You were practicing. That's different. Sophia knelt down. How about this? Next time you want to practice, you come ask me first if it's okay. And if I'm working on something important, we'll figure out a time that works for both of us. Deal? Deal. They hugged. Quick and a little awkward, but genuine. The presentation went fine. Sophia came home that night with flowers for Emma and takeout from her favorite Thai place. Apology accepted, Emma declared through a mouthful of pad Thai. But the incident set the tone. Small conflicts, quickly resolved, but constant. Sophia worked too much. Emma was too loud. Ryan mediated until he was exhausted. A month in, Ryan's sister asked the question everyone was thinking. How's the adjustment going? Lauren asked over Sunday dinner. Fine, Ryan said automatically. That convincing, huh? It's fine, just different. We're still figuring things out. Lauren studied him. You look tired. I am tired. Is it worth it? Ryan looked across the room where Sophia was teaching Emma how to fold origami cranes. Emma's crane looked like a wadded tissue. Sophia's was perfect. Emma was laughing anyway. Yeah, Ryan said. It's worth it. But that night, after Emma was asleep, he and Sophia had their first real fight. It started small. Sophia wanted to work in the living room. Ryan wanted to watch TV. Can you use your office? Ryan asked. My laptop's in here. I'm already set up. I just want to relax, watch something mindless. So watch in the bedroom. The TV in the bedroom doesn't work right. You know that. Then I'll move. Sophia started gathering her things with sharp, angry movements. Why are you mad? I'm not mad. You clearly are. I'm just tired of... She stopped. Tired of what? Nothing. Forget it. No, say it. Sophia set her laptop down hard. I'm tired of feeling like I'm in the way in my own home. Ryan stared. What? You and Emma have this routine, these inside jokes, this whole life that existed before I showed up, and I'm trying to fit into it, but I don't. I never quite fit. That's not true. It is true. I feel like a guest, like I'm visiting instead of living here. You're the one who wanted us to move in. I know, and I don't regret it, but it's harder than I thought it would be. Ryan felt his own frustration rising. It's hard for all of us, Sophia. Emma's adjusting to a new person in her life. I'm adjusting to sharing space after 2 years of it being just me and her. You think you're the only one struggling? No, but at least you have each other. Her voice cracked. I'm just the person who gets in the way. You're not in the way. You're part of this family. Am I? Because most of the time I feel like an outsider who pays the mortgage. The words hung between them. Sharp. True. Ryan sat down heavily. I don't know how to fix that. Neither do I. They sat in silence. The air conditioner kicked on. Somewhere outside, a car alarm went off. Maybe this was a mistake, Sophia said quietly. Ryan's head snapped up. Don't say that. Why not? If it's true? Is it true? Do you actually think moving in together was a mistake? Sophia looked at him. Her eyes were wet. I don't know. I thought I could do this, be part of a family, but I don't know how. And I'm making everyone miserable trying to figure it out. You're not making us miserable. Emma cried this morning because I snapped at her. And you apologized, and she forgave you. That's how this works. But it keeps happening. I keep messing up. So do I. So does Emma. That's life, Sophia. Nobody's perfect at this. You are. You and Emma. You're perfect together. We're not perfect. We just have practice. You'll get there too. What if I don't? What if I'm not built for this? Ryan moved to sit next to her. You are built for this. You're just scared. Of course I'm scared. I've never done this before. I've never been someone's... She gestured helplessly. Whatever this is. Partner. Parent figure. I don't have a model for it. Neither did I when Emma's mom left. I figured it out as I went. You will too. You had to. You're her father. You're just what? The woman who showed up and complicated everything. You didn't complicate everything. You completed it. Sophia shook her head. You're just saying that. I'm not. Before you, it was me and Emma against the world. We were fine, but we weren't complete. And then you showed up with that rabbit, and suddenly we were. You make us better, Sophia, even when it's hard, especially when it's hard. I don't feel like I'm making anything better. That's because you're in the middle of it. But I see it. Emma sees it. You're changing both of our lives for the better. Sophia leaned into him. I'm so tired. I know. Not just physically, emotionally. I'm tired of being afraid I'm going to mess this up. Then stop being afraid. You're going to mess up. I'm going to mess up. We'll all mess up. And then we'll forgive each other and try again. That's the deal. That's a terrible deal. It's the only deal there is. Sophia was quiet for a long time. Then, I don't want to give up. Good. Neither do I. But something has to change. Okay, what? Sophia thought about it. I need to stop trying to be perfect. At work, being perfect is the goal. But here, it just makes me rigid. Makes me snap when things don't go according to plan. And I need to include you more. Make you feel like part of things instead of a guest. How do we do that? I don't know, but we'll figure it out. They started small. Family meetings on Sunday nights where everyone, including Emma, got to voice complaints and suggestions. Emma used the opportunity to lobby for a puppy. Sophia used it to establish quiet work hours. Ryan used it to propose a rotation for who cooked dinner. I can't cook, Sophia protested. Then you'll learn, or we'll order takeout. Either way, it's your night. Sophia's first attempt at cooking was a disaster. She burned rice, undercooked chicken, and somehow set off the smoke alarm. Emma thought it was hilarious. It's okay, Miss Blake. Daddy burns stuff all the time. I don't burn stuff all the time, Ryan protested. You burned spaghetti last week. That was one time. And eggs last month. Okay, fine. I burn stuff sometimes. They ordered pizza. Sophia declared cooking not her strength and negotiated to do dishes instead. Emma approved this arrangement. Slowly, things shifted. Sophia stopped working quite so much, started leaving the office at 6 instead of 8, started asking Emma about her day before checking her email, started being present instead of just physically there. The company noticed. Her new COO, Marcus, no relation to Ryan's brother-in-law, different Marcus, called her 3 months in. The board wants to talk to you, Marcus said. About what? About the culture shift. Sophia's stomach dropped. Is this about the new flexibility policies? Among other things. She'd implemented them slowly. Optional remote work, flexible hours, actual parental leave that people could use without guilt. Revolutionary concepts in a company that had previously measured dedication by hours in the office. Are they unhappy? Sophia asked. Actually, no. Productivity's up. Retention's up. People are, and I'm quoting here, noticeably less miserable. So what's the problem? There's no problem. They want you to present at the next industry conference. Talk about the transformation. You've apparently become a case study in work-life integration. Sophia laughed. It came out slightly hysterical. I'm barely managing work-life integration in my own life. Well, you're doing better than most. The numbers don't lie. After she hung up, Sophia sat in her office thinking. A year ago, she would have been thrilled at the idea of presenting at a conference. The recognition, the validation, proof that she was successful. Now she just felt tired. She went home early, found Ryan and Emma in the kitchen making cookies. You're home, Ryan said, surprised. I'm home. Sophia set down her bag. Can I help? Emma handed her a wooden spoon. You can stir. They made cookies. They were lumpy and overcooked, and Emma ate half the dough raw. It was perfect. That night, after Emma was asleep, Sophia told Ryan about the conference. That's huge, Ryan said. Congratulations. I'm thinking about saying no. Why? Because it's 3 days in New York, and I don't want to miss 3 days. Of what? Of this. Of you and Emma. Of normal life. Ryan pulled her close. You should go. I don't want to. I know. But you should. This is important, and we'll be here when you get back. Promise? Promise. She went to New York, gave the presentation, talked about how she'd spent a decade building a company at the expense of everything else, and how she was learning, slowly, imperfectly, to build a life instead. The audience ate it up. Afterward, a woman approached her. That resonated, the woman said. I'm trying to figure out the same thing. How did you know it was time to change? Sophia thought about a stuffed rabbit, about pancakes on Saturday mornings, about a 6-year-old asking if she still liked them. I met someone who made me want to, she said simply. 2 someones, actually, and I realized success didn't mean much if I had no one to share it with. The woman nodded. Thank you for being honest about how hard it is. It's very hard, Sophia agreed, but it's worth it. She meant it. 6 months in, Emma started calling Sophia Mom. Not all the time, just occasionally when she was excited or distracted. Mom, look at this. Or Mom, can you help me? The first time it happened, Sophia froze. Emma didn't seem to notice. Ryan, watching from across the room, saw Sophia's expression and quietly started crying. That night, after Emma was asleep, Sophia asked, Is it okay that she calls me that? Is it okay with you? I don't know. I mean, yes, I want it to be okay, but I'm not her mother. Her mother is not here, hasn't been here for 4 years. You're the one who makes her lunch and helps with homework and tucks her in at night. If that's not a mother, I don't know what is. But what if her real mom comes back? She won't. You don't know that. I do, actually. She signed away parental rights 2 years ago. Emma doesn't know because I didn't see the point in telling her. But legally, biologically, in every way that matters, she doesn't have another mother. She has you. Sophia's eyes filled. That's a lot of responsibility. Yeah, it is. Think you can handle it? I don't know, but I want to try. That's all any of us can do. Emma's 7th birthday approached. She wanted a party. A big one. With all her friends from school and bouncy castle and face painting, Sophia went into full CEO mode. Hired a party planner, rented out a venue, ordered a custom cake from the fancy bakery downtown. 2 weeks before the party, Emma said, "Can we just have it at home instead?" Sophia blinked. At home? Yeah, like in the backyard, with just family and a few friends, and you and Daddy can make the cake. We can make a cake, but it won't be as nice as the one from the bakery. I don't want a nice cake. I want our cake. Our cake. The possessive made Sophia's chest tight. She canceled the venue, canceled the planner, told Ryan they were making a cake. I don't know how to make a fancy cake, Ryan said. Neither do I. We'll figure it out. They figured it out. The cake was lopsided and the frosting was too thin, and they ran out of sprinkles halfway through. Emma loved it. The party was small. Lauren's family, a few kids from Emma's class, Emma's friend Madison and her parents. They played in the backyard. Emma's hair got sticky with frosting. She laughed so hard she got hiccups. At the end of the night, putting Emma to bed, Emma said, "This was the best birthday ever." Yeah? Sophia smoothed her hair back. Yeah, because everyone I love was there. I'm glad. Mom? Yeah, sweetheart? Emma's eyes were already closing. I'm glad you're my mom. Sophia's throat closed. I'm glad too. She went to find Ryan in the kitchen, washing dishes. She called me Mom, Sophia said. I heard. On purpose this time, not just distracted. She meant it. Ryan dried his hands, pulled her into a hug. How does it feel? Terrifying, amazing, like I'm going to mess it up. You won't. I might. Then you'll fix it. That's what parents do. Sophia pulled back. I love her. Is that allowed? To love someone else's child this much? She's not someone else's child anymore. She's yours. Ours. Yeah, Sophia said. Ours. A year after they moved in, Ryan started thinking about the future, about what came next, about how to make this permanent in a way that mattered. He bought a ring. Nothing fancy. He couldn't afford fancy, but it was pretty, and it was real, and it was a promise that he meant to keep. He carried it around for 2 weeks, trying to find the right moment, but every moment felt either too planned or too casual, too much or not enough. Finally, he stopped trying to plan it. Saturday morning, pancakes. Emma covered in chocolate chips, Sophia laughing at something Emma said, her hair messy, no makeup, looking more beautiful than Ryan had ever seen her. Marry me, Ryan said. Sophia's head whipped around. What? Marry me. Make this official, not just living together, not just dating. Actually marry me. Ryan, I know it's not romantic. I know I should have planned some big thing, but I don't want to wait for the perfect moment. This is the perfect moment. Right here. Pancakes and chocolate chips and our daughter covered in syrup. Our daughter, Sophia repeated softly. Yeah, ours. So marry me. Be my wife. Be Emma's mom. Officially. Legally. Forever. Emma was watching them, eyes huge. Are you proposing? Yeah, Em, I am. Do you have a ring? Ryan pulled it from his pocket. Right here. Emma gasped. It's so pretty. What do you say? Ryan asked Sophia. Want to be stuck with us forever? Sophia looked at the ring, at Ryan, at Emma. Her eyes were wet. Yes, she said. Yes. Obviously, yes. Ryan slipped the ring on her finger. Emma cheered. Sophia laughed and cried at the same time and pulled them both into a hug. This is insane, Sophia said. 2 years ago I didn't even know you existed, and now I'm marrying you. Having second thoughts? Not even one. Good, because Emma's already planning the wedding. Emma nodded seriously. Purple flowers, and a chocolate cake, and everyone has to wear fancy dresses. Everyone? Ryan asked. Everyone. Even you, Daddy. I'm not wearing a dress. Fancy clothes, then. Whatever. The important thing is chocolate cake. They got married 4 months later. Small ceremony, just family and close friends. Emma was the flower girl, took her job very seriously, threw petals with the precision of someone defusing a bomb. Sophia wore white. Ryan wore a suit. Emma wore purple. When the officiant asked if anyone objected, Emma shouted, "No! They're perfect together." Everyone laughed. Sophia cried. Ryan cried. Even the officiant got a little misty. At the reception, Emma gave a speech. "I'm 7, she announced, so I'm very wise. And I think Mom and Daddy are the best. When Mom first came to our house, I thought she was just the CEO lady, but then she stayed for pancakes, and then she stayed forever. And I'm really glad because now we're a family, a real family, and that's the best thing ever." She sat down to thunderous applause. Later, dancing with Sophia, Ryan said, "We did it." Did what? Built something real, something that matters. "Yeah, we did. Any regrets?" "Only that I waited so long to eat pancakes." Ryan laughed. "Fair point." "Thank you," Sophia said seriously. "For what?" "For not letting me run, for making me stay, for showing me what I was missing." "You did the same for me. I thought it was just me and Emma, that we didn't need anyone else. You proved me wrong." "We proved each other wrong. That's the foundation of a good marriage, right?" "Among other things." They danced. Emma ran between them, grabbed their hands, made them spin her around. People watched them, the CEO and the project manager and the 7-year-old binding them together, and saw what family actually looked like. Imperfect, messy, real. That night, putting Emma to bed in their house, Sophia's house, Ryan's house, Emma's house, their house, Emma said, "This was the best day ever." "Even better than your birthday?" Sophia asked. "Way better, because now it's official. You're my mom for real." "I was your mom before." "I know. But now everyone knows. Now there's paperwork and everything." Ryan laughed from the doorway. "Paperwork makes it real, apparently." "It does," Emma insisted. "That's what Madison said. Her parents have marriage paperwork, and that makes them official." "Madison's very wise," Sophia said. "She is. Also, she says I'm lucky because most people only have one mom, and I have the best mom." Sophia's eyes filled. Again. She'd cried more in the past year than the previous 30 combined. "I'm the lucky one," Sophia said. "I get to be your mom." "We're all lucky," Emma declared. Then, pragmatically, "Can I have water?" "1 glass," Ryan said. "Then sleep." After Emma was settled, Ryan and Sophia stood in the hallway of their home, listening to the quiet. "Still feels surreal sometimes," Sophia said, "that this is my life." Good surreal or bad surreal? The best surreal. A year ago, I was working 16-hour days and sleeping 4 hours a night and calling that success. Now I'm married to you and we have a daughter and I actually eat breakfast. It's like I'm living someone else's life. It's your life. You just finally let yourself have it. Because of you. Because you wanted it. I just gave you a reason to admit it. Sophia leaned into him. "I love you. I know I don't say it enough." "You say it plenty. Not with words, but I feel it all the time. This overwhelming gratitude that you exist, that you let me into your life, that you gave me this family." "We gave each other a family," Ryan corrected. "That's how this works." "Yeah," Sophia agreed. "That's how this works." They went to bed. Their bed. In their house. With their daughter asleep down the hall. Ryan thought about the morning Sophia had shown up at his door with Mr. Floppy. Thought about how easily he could have said no to coffee. Could have taken the rabbit and closed the door and never seen her again. He was glad he hadn't. Glad he'd taken the risk. Glad he'd let someone in. Because here's what Ryan had learned. Love isn't about perfection. It's not about finding someone who has it all figured out. It's about finding someone who's willing to try. Someone who shows up even when it's hard. Someone who stays even when they're scared. Sophia had been terrified. She'd tried to run multiple times, but she'd stayed. She'd fought through her fear and her uncertainty and her conviction that she wasn't built for this. And in staying, she'd found something she didn't know she was missing. Purpose beyond work, joy beyond success, a life that mattered because it was shared. And Ryan had learned something too. He thought he was protecting himself and Emma by keeping the world at arm's length, by not needing anyone. But that wasn't protection. That was just fear wearing a different mask. Opening his door that morning, literally and figuratively, was the best decision he'd ever made. Some people spend their whole lives playing it safe, choosing the known over the unknown, the comfortable over the uncertain. They build walls to keep the hurt out, never realizing they're also keeping the joy out. But the best things in life require risk, require vulnerability, require showing up with your whole heart, even when you're not sure what's going to happen. That's what Sophia did when she accepted Ryan's invitation for coffee. What Ryan did when he told her he loved her. What Emma did every time she opened her heart to someone new. They built something together. Not perfectly, not without mistakes, but with intention and effort and the stubborn refusal to give up when things got hard. And in the end, that's what matters. Not the fairy tale beginning, not the perfect moments, but the choice to keep choosing each other, day after day. Pancake after pancake, fight after fight. That's love, that's family, that's life. And it's enough, more than enough. It's everything.